What is happening, traders? Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Trades. My name's Jason. Today we're going to be talking about UXIN. They announced earnings recently, and I kind of just want to go over what exactly the earnings disclosed, what I think going forward of this company, if I'm still into this company. Sorry, I'm watching the Laker game right now. LeBron's back as I'm doing this, so I got my tacos, I got my beer, I'm watching the Laker game, got the whole LA vibe going on right now. But it pains me that UXIN does this bullshit with their earnings. They move certain stuff around. I just want to give an example of the sales and marketing category. There was very little sales, very little marketing. So they moved some salaries around that should have been there and put it there, and they say they cut costs. But besides that, just the overall sales weren't too good, and it's just not really looking good for the short term. I mean, they are getting partnerships that are key partnerships. The partnership with JD.com, I believe, is going to be a huge deal. I just think it's a little bit of fluff at the moment because selling used cars is not something that's necessarily easy to do, especially when in China they make cheaper EV cars as the world goes green. I just don't see a whole lot of value being placed into UXIN as gas-powered cars lose their value. And so if UXIN is just buying the trash and they're the recycler out of this entire project, then that's cool as well. It's just it's something else and it's not what I got my money into. So I do have 1,000 shares still, but I got out of my calls. I had November, I had August, and I had May. I got out of every single one. Today was the last day that I held them. I got out. I didn't want to take any more chances. I liked where my money was at. I 200% on some of my calls, so that's fucking baller if you ask me. But honestly, the project is just too long. They're transforming their entire company to an inventory owning model, and it's expensive. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that is cheap either. So they are making more money per car that they sell. They're just not selling any fucking cars. So, I mean, without a demand for your product, and your business is going to go under. It doesn't matter how much investments you get. It is good to see that the GIC and other companies and other big Asian funds want to invest in UXIN. That's a really good sign. They can just hold through the slumps. And if it goes back down, they can hold because they have big money. And little guys like me, I can't. I'll get eaten alive because I want to be elsewhere. I have a plan and I'm sticking to my plan with UXIN, and I have 1,000 shares. I'm gonna hold out. I'm not selling them anytime soon. I'm thinking 2-3 years maybe, see where this goes. But in the meantime, I rode the wave, man. You ride it up, you ride it down. Maybe I got out early. I hope it gets $5 for you guys. Just understand that market cap is not realistic for UXIN. So I mean, whatever. If you wanted to come back down, then cool. Yeah, no, by all means. I wish I would have stayed in, but whatever. So anyways, it goes on to say that the company has completed the transformation to inventory owning model during the 3 months ended December 31st, 2020, and 99% of their volume of the cars sold were the company's own inventory. So that is a good thing. Really good signs there. Really, really good signs. So how many cars were sold, I guess, is the next leading question, right? So 99% were your inventory. How many are you selling? There was 2,307 cars sold 3 months ended December 31st, 2020, compared to 2,653 units in the last quarter. And even last year, they sold 28,000 cars. So, I mean, they're not really producing. Red flag. I ignored a lot of red flags when I got into UXIN because I saw a lot of potential. But UXIN is giving me so much bullshit lately. It's not really something that I feel comfortable staying in. I mean, their PR is so bad. They can't release any kind of news unless it's manipulation. Because look at the JD news, the investor, it was all right before earnings that should have already been released, but they delayed it. Never even announced that it was delayed. Like, who does that? They did open their first inspection and standardization in Xi'an, and it's been up since March of 2021. Now, that's a good thing. They're trying to create standardization throughout the used car industry. If UXIN can be the key player in creating that standard, that will honestly just cement them as a pillar in the auto industry in China. I mean, that's exactly what they're aiming to be as a pillar. It's just a matter of how will they be that pillar. I personally think they're going to be the trash company of the auto industry. I think any car that goes there that doesn't make it out of their inspection, they're going to trash it. They bought that car already. They're going to scrap it. They're going to take it. They're going to make their money. They're going to recycle it. So that's what they're going to do. They improved their NPS score from 30 to 42. I mean, that's a good thing. I'm just not sold, guys. I don't need to go further into this. They do some shady shit with their books, and I'm honestly just over this company. I've done so much research into it, and it's just deflating. And it's not that it's a bad company. It's just the PR is so bad on it. I'm waiting for a short report. Like, this earnings is bullshit. So, short report coming. Don't worry, guys. We get back in under $1. You know how we go. It's definitely like a 5-6 year project, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. Like I said, I mean, there's such a demand for used cars. There's such a demand for cars. It's just the more I think about it, I'm just not sold on a used car. I mean, buying a used car is always a bittersweet thing. I mean, yeah, sure, you have a new car, but it's not a new car. And especially with EVs, GM makes an EV that's like $5,000 in China. I'm almost positive that used car values went up last year. And so I just don't see how you can outbeat the EVs in China that are cheaper. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to buy used cars. And so in that sense, UXIN has to become either an EV used car platform, or they're basically going to become the recycling trash can of the used car market. So that's my take. I hope if anybody stays in, I hope it goes to $5 for you guys, and maybe you guys can get out. If you're long, hold it, guys. I'm gonna hold my 1,000 shares. 2-3 years. I mean, maybe the turnaround stays. I have other money that I want to go chase other things. Nothing wrong with that. I trimmed. Being fully transparent here, guys. I was a big bad bull on this company. I'm not so much anymore, but it's cool. It's cool with me, guys. Stay tuned though. I've been creating a podcast with another gentleman. He's honestly really good. We've been calling out a lot of shots lately. I have PaySafe looking earnings on May 11th. It should see a nice run up. It's sitting at $14 right now. He called out UWMC, which is United Wholesale Mortgage. They have earnings coming out on May 10th. And we're just kind of excited. We're going to play these run-ups. They're both undervalued right now. And so we're hoping that earnings shows that these companies are valuable. And those are our next plays. Those are going to be my next videos that I'm looking at. And so just keep it locked, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.